Hi guys! Today I thought that I would do a TV favourites video because I haven't done one in ages. Last year I got really good at doing monthly favourites, and so from about March through to I think September or October I did a monthly favourites video every month, and then somehow just managed to fall out of the habit of it, so I decided to bring it back and today do a spring 2016 TV favourites, and then as of next month, so as of like the end of June, beginning of July, I will get back into doing monthly favourites. So show number one that I want to talk about is one that I'm watching at the moment and absolutely adoring, and so pleased that it's finally on Netflix so that I have got easy access to it, and that is iZombie. Now there are many reasons that I wanted to watch iZombie, and one reason that I wasn't entirely sure about it. The main thing is that I'm not really a zombie fan. I'm going to be totally honest. Zombie things are just generally not my cup of tea. I tend to, if we're doing that kind of like supernatural creatures sort of situation, I tend to be more drawn to things with vampires or witches or ghosts or that kind of thing. For some reason, zombies have just never been my thing. However, this show, it's not your kind of traditional zombies walking around attacking people type scenario. The fact that she becomes a zombie is the kind of trigger for exploring how someone's life changes when they've got a huge secret that they have to keep, but the kind of actual zombie attack scenario is sort of in the background. This show is created by Rob Thomas, who's the creator of Veronica Mars, which is one of my all-time favourite television shows, and the premise of iZombie is our main character, who's a girl called Liv, who's played by Rose McIver, who is wonderful. She is a medical student. She's going into her kind of like final part of training to become a fully qualified doctor when she goes to a boat party and is attacked and becomes a zombie. If you're a Veronica Mars fan, then watching iZombie will feel quite familiar. It's framed in quite a similar way, it's structured in quite a similar way, in that each episode has a backstory continuing on throughout each episode of the season, but each individual episode has a different case or crime situation going on in it that Liv is involved in solving. What she finds when she becomes a zombie is that when she eats someone's brain, she can experience their memories and she has flashbacks to things that have happened to them. She's taken a job, rather than working in the hospital, much to her family's despair, she has left the hospital and has got a job in the morgue, and that's kind of easy access to brains, and through that she eats the brains of the victims that come into this police morgue. Then she helps the police to solve these crimes. Running through the back of that though, we have her relationship with her ex-fiance, we have her relationship with her best friend, her relationship with her mum and her brother, how all of these relationships become affected and impacted by what's happened to her, and it's just fantastic. It's got some excellent characters in it. I really love Liv. I love Ravi, who is her sort of new best friend sort of situation. She works with him at the morgue, and he is initially one of the only people who knows what is going on with her, and they have a really fun relationship. And there's, I think what I love about Rob Thomas is that he does platonic relationships very well. I really enjoyed Veronica and Wallace's friendship in Veronica Mars, and in iZombie we've got a very similar thing going on with Liv and Ravi, and I think it's very cute. There's some nice romantic elements thrown into the rest of the show. Overall, I am loving this. I think it's very well written, very well acted, and just a really nice bit of escapism. So go and watch iZombie. It's on Netflix. Seasons 1 and 2, they're on there now. I am halfway through season 2 and totally addicted, so definite big thumbs up for iZombie. The next show I want to talk about is Arrow. I've wanted to watch Arrow for a long time. It's been on my to watch list for ages. I finally got around to it probably about a month and a half ago. I started watching it. It's on Amazon, so if you've got Amazon Instant Video or Amazon Prime and you have access to all their kind of streaming stuff, it's on there. The first few seasons anyway, I think the first 3 seasons are on there. So I am almost at the end of season 1 and I've been just totally loving it. If you don't know much about Arrow, it's a sort of modern day Robin Hood-esque type scenario. We have our main character, his name is Oliver Queen, and he is the son of a billionaire. Before the show begins, he has been stranded on a desert island. He and his father were involved in a boat accident, and he was stranded on this island off the coast of China. It's this tiny island and no one knew that he was still alive, and he spent 5 years there in very complicated situation, and finally in the first episode he gets rescued and goes back to Starling City, which is the city that he lives in, which is a very New York-esque place, to his mother and his sister, and tries to kind of reconnect with them, but he has a secret. He becomes a vigilante and tries to rid Starling City of all the kind of bad eggs based on a list of names left with him by his father, who he said, these are people who are ruining our city, these are the people who are really damaging the lives of the people living in Starling City. You have to do what I wasn't able to do, and you have to go and rid the city of all the bad guys. So it's one of these kind of like superhero, vigilante type stories that I actually find very enjoyable. Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver Queen, is very, very good. The other characters around him, he has some really nice relationships with them and interesting relationships. Again, much like Lev and iZombie, there's, you know, he's got this secret that means that he can't be open with the people close to him, and so it causes a lot of conflict and drama, and it's very good. It's quite dark, there's moments in it that are quite dark, but I just think that overall this is quite a good, nice example of one of these sort of high drama superhero type situations, so I am enjoying it a lot. The third show that I have become completely and utterly addicted to this year is Jane the Virgin. Like, I'm like holding my chest, you can't see because I'm sitting at an awkward angle, but this show is just a wonderful, it's like a warm hug in the form of a television show. It is a little bit over the top sometimes, and kind of ridiculous things happen that are incredibly far-fetched, and some of the characters are kind of very extravagant, but I just think that at the heart of this show, it's a lovely, warm, romantic, cute, all of the positive words that I can find to talk about the show. I think it's wonderful. If you don't know anything about it, I'll give you a very quick synopsis of the start of the show. Jane is a 24-year-old girl. She lives in Miami with her mother and her grandmother. When she was younger, she had a conversation with her grandmother, who is quite religious, and made a decision at that time in her life that she wanted to wait until she was married before she had sex. So at the start of the show, she's in a relationship, very happy relationship with her boyfriend Michael. He's a lovely guy, he's a policeman. Everything's all working out fine, going according to plan. She's at university, she's going to become a teacher. Everything is going the way she wants it to go, and life is good. Then she goes for a routine test at the doctor's and ends up accidentally artificially inseminated and finds herself pregnant. The father of the baby is a rich hotel owner who she coincidentally works in his hotel, and that's the starting off point, and then we explore her relationships with the father of the baby, with her boyfriend, with her mother, with her grandmother. There's a lot of really, really nice family development and exploration within this show. It's very heavily influenced by telenovelas, and so telenovelas are kind of strung through it as part of the actual plot. I love just everything about the way that this show is put together. I love the voiceovers, they're very, very self-aware and they're very funny. I love Rogelio is a character who I have just fallen so completely in love with, and just want him to be like in my life. If you watch Jane the Virgin and you have positive feelings about Rogelio, let me know in the comments down below, because he's just become one of my favourite television characters in such a short space of time. It's funny, it's well written, it's charming, it's slightly over the top and ridiculous at points, but it's got so much heart. It's a warm hug of a television show, so if you've not watched it yet, go and watch it. Another show that I am loving at the moment is Orphan Black. I won't spend too much time talking about it because I've talked about Orphan Black quite a lot before, but I love it. I think Tatiana Maslany is probably the most talented actress on television right now. She is stupendous. Her acting skills just need to be seen to be believed. I will say this season's getting very dark. It's taken us to a very, very dark place, so Orphan Black's not cheerful watching. It's not cheerful viewing. You're not sitting watching it thinking like, oh, I feel so uplifted by this show. It's dark and it's complicated, and there's a lot of very, very raw emotion built into this show, and also a lot of science, so you've got a lot to keep up with in terms of the actual science of the show. I won't go into too much detail, but the show does deal with human cloning. That's all I will say. So there's a lot of science to kind of keep getting your head around. I do feel like this season is the darkest that it's been, and so you kind of come away from each episode sort of being a bit like emotionally drained, but in a good way. Like, that sounds ridiculous, but it's so well done, I think, and the acting is so good, and there are moments of light relief. There's some moments, especially with certain characters, that just have that little bit more of a light relief. It's wonderful. It's very, very dark and very complicated, but huge shout out for it, because I think Tatiana Maslany is one of the best things on TV right now. Another show that I loved throughout spring and is now not with me and will not be with me again until September is Once Upon a Time. not going to spend much time on this because you can watch a million reviews on my channel on Once Upon a Time and reasons why I love it and tag videos relating to it. It's just my favourite thing. The characters make me incredibly happy, and the storylines in the past season were emotionally turbulent and stressful, but done very well. There were a couple of things that happened that the fan base is not very happy about, and I personally would say I'm not particularly happy about either. However, overall, I loved it. I thought that season 5 was incredible, especially I think the first half of season 5 was very good, and I cannot wait for season 6. Another show that I have to shout out is Grace and Frankie. Season 2 came to Netflix in May, and I actually haven't finished watching season 2 yet because I don't want it to be over. Each episode just makes me so happy, and I just think it's such a good show in terms of the fact that it's dealing not only with like not just straight relationships. One of the major relationships in this show is a gay relationship, but not only that, they're older characters, so they're characters who are in their 70s. They're not, you know, characters in their 20s or 30s who are shown on television all the time. This is a story that's specifically talking about the experiences of older people, and I think that that is really great, and I love it, and I love Grace, and I love Frankie. Frankie's just one of the best characters. She's incredible. I think because you know that Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are such good friends in real life, it just translates so nicely onto the screen. If you've not seen Grace and Frankie, I've told you a little bit about it there, but the pilot episode in season 1, we meet Grace and Frankie and their husbands, who have worked together for 40 years and been friends for 40 years. Grace and Frankie have never really got on particularly well, but they've been kind of forced to hang out because their husbands are partners at work. But in the first episode, we discover that their husbands are actually in love and have been for many years and have been having a secret affair, and they're now at that point in their life, they're like in their early 70s and they're getting older and they don't want to live a lie anymore, so they go public with their relationship, they end their marriages, and they decide to be together. And from that, it's telling their story, but it's mainly kind of dealing with the experiences of Grace and Frankie as newly single women at that age who've gone through something quite traumatic, and just how they're trying to piece their life back together, and really how they are each other is the only person who really understands what they've gone through. So it's really lovely. It's very well acted and very refreshing, and the episodes are like half an hour long, so it's not that time consuming to watch it. The seasons are like 10 episodes long, but I just think it's so lovely, and as I say, I'm kind of like not watching it all in one go because I just don't want it to be over. So love it. Another Netflix original which came back in May, and I am not as excited about it as I wanted to be, is Kimmy Schmidt, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Season 1 of that show is one of my favourite things. It's so joyful and colourful and fun and vibrant. And season 2 just has missed the mark a little bit for me. Now, to be fair, I have only watched 6 episodes, and I have been told that the last couple are much better, and that towards the end a couple of things happened that really help kind of up the pace and get people excited about it again. And so I really want to get to that point, but I've just really been struggling, and I've got, as you know from the rest of this video, I've got so many other things on the go just now that I've never found myself really drawn to going back to watching it, because I don't know about you if you've watched the show, but let me know in the comments down below if you would agree with this. The first like 4 or 5 episodes, I just felt like we didn't progress at all and go forward in any significant way at all. I don't know, I just felt like we didn't move forward in any kind of important way, and there were moments, some of the kind of silly funny moments from season 1 that I really enjoyed just felt a little bit more silly in season 2 rather than as funny as I found the first lot. And I hate saying this because Tina Fey is one of my favourite humans, and I love everything that she does, and I've wanted to love this so much, and season 1 is just perfection, and season 2 just hasn't been quite as good. However, I am going to watch the end of it, and I will let you know what I think once I do. I will probably tweet about it, so if you follow me on Twitter at LynseyMac1, you'll see me talking about it on there. So I think that's it. I can't think if there was anything else that I have been particularly spending a lot of time watching. Oh, I've just remembered one. I almost finished this video without talking about Burning Love. Guys, if you've not watched Burning Love, please go and watch Burning Love as soon as you possibly can. It is on Netflix. There are 3, it's difficult because they call them episodes, but they're sort of seasons. Each one is about 2.5 hours long or something like that, because it was basically, I think it was a web series where each episode was like 20 minutes long, and then they just like pieced them together and put them on as like sort of like a film on Netflix. But it's just hilarious. It is a spoof of The Bachelor, or those types of kind of reality TV shows, and it's just hysterical. I find myself now referencing it all the time. Emma and I talk about it constantly, watch it all the time. It's one of these things that I now, anytime I just want something on for background noise, I put on Burning Love, and then I don't get anything done because I watch it every single time. There are some really, really amazing actors in this show who pop up who you're just like, I did not expect to see you here, but this is amazing. Some of the kind of main actors who appear in it, I say main, but they're the ones who appear kind of most frequently, are Ken Marino, June Diane Raphael, and Michael Ian Black. But in each episode there are cameo appearances and guest appearances. Kristen Bell is in it, Ryan Hansen is in it, Adam Brody is in it, Michael Cera is in it, Colin Hanks. There's so many people who make appearances in this show. Please give it a try, because it's one of these things that I saw on Netflix for ages and I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is, and I didn't bother with it. And it wasn't until my friend's boyfriend mentioned that he'd watched it and he said that it was really good. And I thought, oh, that's that show that I keep seeing appearing on my Netflix. I'll go and have a look at it. And I just binged the whole 3 episodes in a very short period of time. So go and watch it, it's so much fun and you'll really enjoy it. So that's it, I'm going to leave it there. I've been filming for a long time. This was going to be a short video. One day I will make a short video. Let me know in the comments down below what you have been watching this spring, what some of your favourite shows have been. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and you can hit that subscribe button to make sure that you keep up with all of my videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you're having a great day and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye! That having something like this to just keep everything in one place and it's tidy and it's aesthetically pleasing, if you're like me, you'll really enjoy the fact that like each section has like colour.